Let's go ahead and get started. It is 2:04. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. As always, don't forget to go up and hit that like button. If you are not subscribed, if you're new here, welcome, welcome. Please subscribe if you are not already, but be sure to hit the like button, please, so we can get more people on the live. Thank you, thank you. All right. So you all picked the topic for this week as usual. And I'm excited about this one because this is something that I think a lot of us need as a foundational. Um, sorry, got distracted. It's something that we all need as a foundational thing as we begin to take care of our hair. We need to have a roadmap. We need to know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we are going to go about it. So today's session is going to be excellent. All right. In today's live session, we're mapping out realistic, achievable hair growth goals together. Okay. When you leave this session, you will at least have an idea of how to set clear goals for your hair health and for your hair growth. All right. So if you are tired of setting goals that never seem to stick, or if you have never set hair goals at all, today that's going to change. All right. So drop a yes in the chat if you have ever set a hair goal but struggle to stay consistent. Okay, because I know that's an issue. We set a goal and we cannot stick to it, or we start off strong and then something happens and we're just like, you know what? Nope, I can't do it. So give me a yes in the chat if that has ever been you, where you have set a goal for your hair and you struggle to stay consistent. All right. So again, if you're new here, my name is Kendra. I'm the founder of 180 Hair, and I help women over the age of 40 to reclaim and transform their hair health using holistic solutions. So this means my approach is all about your mindset, your habits, your nutrition, as well as stress management. Okay. Again, today's live is about creating a personalized, achievable hair growth plan. So I encourage you all to grab a notebook or open the notes app on your phone if you can do that while you're on the live. But I definitely want you to take some notes and get this information. Also, at the end of today's live, I'll give you a link to a digital resource that I have where you can download the information that I'm giving you and create your goals step by step using the information that I'm giving you here today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, think of your hair growth journey like building a strong house. Okay, you can't just throw bricks together and expect it to stand up, right? You need a solid foundation. And so I'm going to give you three pillars, the same pillars that I teach all the time, and that's mindset, your habits, and your nutrition. These are going to be the foundation of your hair transformation. Okay, this is going to be the foundation and the balance for your hair transformation. Together, these three pillars create a complete holistic approach to your hair care. So when you focus on all three of these, I promise you, you are no longer guessing, but you're actually growing. Your hair is growing with purpose. All right. So I want to break all these down first before we get into the goal setting part. And we are going to start with mindset. Okay. So why is mindset so important? Your mindset is your thoughts, right? Your thoughts shape your results. And this, of course, is the bottom of the foundation. If we're talking about layers of a foundation, this would be on the very bottom. Okay. Now, the way you think about your hair and your goals play a huge role in your success. Your mindset matters. I need you to get this in your head. My mindset matters. My mindset matters. Okay. If you are constantly doubting yourself, which I know a lot of people do, when they are dealing with hair loss issues, you start to doubt yourself. You are expecting quick fixes. I know a lot of us do that. We start using a product and we want it to work yesterday, right? It's easy to get frustrated and give up. But if you have a positive mindset, you stay motivated and you stay focused. I promise you, even when results take time, because again, many times we're dealing with hair loss issues that have happened over time. We're talking about years. So it's going to take time for results to show in most cases. Okay, so instead of obsessing over the length of your hair, I know many of us want our hair to grow, and that's fine. But instead of obsessing over length, let's focus on health. Okay, so when you tell yourself, I'm taking steps to have healthy, thriving hair, this helps to rewire your brain for success because healthy hair is going to lead to healthy growth. It's all connected. Okay, so focus on getting your hair healthy first. So what are some action steps we can take for a growth mindset? Because maybe you're thinking, okay, Kendra, that sounds good, but what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do to have a growth mindset? The first thing that you do, and this is when you're setting any goal, is to write down your why. This is the first thing I want you to write. Why do you want healthy hair? Why do you want your hair to grow? Your reason can be something as simple as confidence. I just want my hair to grow and be healthy because it helps with my confidence. Or it gives me a sense of self-care. If I'm doing good things for my hair, I feel better about myself, my self-care. Feeling your best. I know a lot of times when our hair looks good, we feel good. We feel our best. Okay, we have on an ugly outfit, but if their hair is popping, everything is okay, right? So that's the first thing. Write down your why. Why is it that you want healthy hair? And then a good thing, and this is if you're into this type of thing, is your daily affirmations. This is another thing that's going to help to rewire your brain. Saying things like, my hair is thriving because I'm consistent. Or I know that healthy hair starts from within, so I'm committed to the journey. These are, I have hundreds of hair affirmations. I'll probably give you some as a free resource if you want something like that. But there are tons of things that you can tell yourself daily to remind yourself that to reframe your mind to the positive side. Okay. And then also you want to celebrate small wins. So we don't always think about the small things that we do when we're working towards achieving goals, right? So something as simple as, did you drink more water this week than you did last week? That's a win. That's something you need to be proud of yourself about. Did I stick to my wash day? That's progress. We need to acknowledge it. So acknowledging those small wins is going to be important. So before I move on to the next pillar, which is habits, okay, tell me one positive thought that you could tell yourself about your hair today. Okay, I want you to put it in the chat. Give me one positive thought that you could tell yourself about your hair today. Not when it's like you want it to be, but what's something you can tell yourself about your hair today? Let me see what y'all come up with. And then we will move on to the next pillar, which is habits. I want to see it in the chat. And also, if y'all would hit that like button, please. I appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Okay. So nobody wants to participate. All right, we'll move on. We'll move on to the next pillar. All right. So the next pillar is habits and routine. Okay. So remember, we talked about mindset, the things that we need to do to create a positive mindset before we start working towards our hair growth goals. Okay. So your habits. This is your routine. Okay. Your habits are going to be your routine. This is where the magic happens, or this is where the magic don't happen. It's up to you. Now, why does the routine matter? Your hair thrives on consistency, ladies. Okay. If you skip a step, if you skip wash day, if you neglect moisturizing your hair, if you're using the wrong products, these things can sabotage your progress. All right. But if you have a strong, realistic routine, this is how you start to see results over time. Okay. So when we talk about building a routine that works or building habits that work, we're talking about things like hydration, hydrate your body, wearing a protective style or scarves at night. We're talking about massaging your scalp, doing a scalp massage. These are the daily things. Okay. So in our routine, we want to have things that we can do daily maybe weekly, and then definitely monthly. So these are things you're going to do every day or at least every other day. I know we're busy. These are things that you're going to do at least once a week, and then things that you can look at doing once a month. Okay, so your daily habits, of course, is staying hydrated, wearing your silk satin scarves at night, massaging your scalp. Doing scalp massages every day for 5 minutes will make a big difference. Okay. And then, so let's think about weekly habits. So, what are the things that we can do weekly? One thing would be washing and conditioning your hair. I know some of us do our wash days every 2 weeks. That's fine. Deep conditioning. You definitely want to deep condition weekly if you are experiencing extreme dryness, brittleness, or breakage. And then something that you can do weekly is maybe like gentle detangling, making sure that when you are combing your hair, whether it's wet or it's dry, you are doing a gentle detangling. And then monthly, when we think about our monthly habits, we want to make sure we're doing things like checking for split ends. We're getting regular trims. Okay. A lot of times we don't want to trim that hair because we think it's going to make our hair look shorter. But remember, your hair does not grow from the ends, it grows from the roots. So if you cut those ends off, your hair is still going to grow, and it's going to grow healthier because it's not going to continue splitting as it grows out. Okay. So always think, start small. You don't have to come up with 20 different things. Okay. You don't have to come up with 20 different things to set goals. You can start with one thing. Okay. You start with one thing, start with one habit, and stick to it for a few weeks before adding more. Get yourself in the habit of sticking to one thing. You don't have to do everything all at once. Okay. All right. Now, moving on to the third pillar, which is nutrition. Nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. This is the one that nobody wants to talk about. Okay. I always say that because as soon as I start talking about nutrition, I lose people. But nutrition is what fuels your hair. Okay. Why does nutrition matter? Your hair needs the right nutrients to grow. Without the right nutrients, it can become dry, it can become brittle, or even stop growing altogether. All right? Think of everything that you eat is your hair's secret superpower. So every time you put something in your mouth, think to yourself, how is this affecting my hair growth? How is this giving nutrients to my follicles so that my hair can grow healthy? Every time you put something in your mouth, think that. All right? Okay, so key nutrients for hair growth. I've talked about this before. I've done a live on the type of nutrients and minerals that you should be getting for hair health. So I'll just visit this quickly, but we know we need protein. This is to strengthen our hair. We need iron. This helps to prevent shedding. We need our omega-3s. This helps to promote shine and hydration. And then we need biotin. All right, this helps to support the growth process, and as well as helps with thickness as well. And then beyond food, of course, we know we need to stay hydrated. Your hair needs water to stay moisturized and strong. Stress, I've done so many videos on stress and how it affects the hair. High stress can lead to hair loss. Okay, and then of course we know we need to exercise. Exercise improves blood flow, which delivers nutrients to the scalp. We all know this because I've talked about this so many times. All right, so some action steps that you can do like today, starting today, for your nutrition and wellness is add one hair healthy food to your meals this week. Okay, just one hair healthy food. Drink your water this week. Find a relaxing activity. If you are somebody that works a high stress job or you're in high stress situations, find something to relax your mood this week, an activity that can help you unwind. Okay. All right, moving on. And just remember the three pillars that I just talked about. When you focus on all three of these, your mindset, your habits, and your nutrition, you are building a strong foundation for healthy hair that not just grows, but it's thriving. Okay, it's not about perfection. We are striving for consistency here. Consistency, not perfection. Okay, now let's move on to the part we are all here for. Let's move on to the good stuff. We are now going to see or work on setting your hair growth goal. Setting the hair growth goal. Now, we've covered the three pillars of hair growth, okay? the 3 pillars that I want you to focus on. Now it's time to focus on turning those principles into actionable steps. All right, so we are going to set hair growth goals together. Now, these goals or this goal needs to be realistic, achievable, something that you can actually do, and it needs to be personalized for your unique hair journey. So my goal and your goal may look totally different. Now, why does setting goals matter? A lot of times when I'm talking to women about their hair health, I ask them, what is your goal? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And a lot of times nobody has an answer, or nobody really knows what it is they want to do. They just know that their hair is having issues and they don't like it, right? But it's always good to have a goal, because without a clear goal, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You start trying to find products for every little thing when it's not necessary, and then you lose focus, okay? So a goal just helps to give you clear direction and motivation to stay consistent. It's like your roadmap, okay? It's like Google Maps. You don't know how to get where you're going if you don't have clear direction, okay? So this is all that your goal setting does for you, is to help you have a roadmap to healthier, stronger hair, all right? So first things first, step 1 is to define the goal. This is, what is it that you want, all right? Remember, we are setting hair growth goals. I'm giving you the steps, okay? Set your hair growth goals. You've already determined your why. Why is it that I want to even do this in the first place, Kendra? Okay, that's what I need you to answer. But once you've got that down, the first step is to determine your goal, or define your goal. This is the what. What do you want to achieve with your hair? So here's some examples, because sometimes we be ridiculous with the goals. All right, so one thing could be, I want to improve my scalp health. So if you are experiencing dryness, flakes, or irritation in your scalp, start there. Regardless if your hair is what you consider short or unhealthy or whatever, if you know that you're having scalp issues, again, dryness, flakes, or irritation, that should be your goal. I want to improve my scalp health. Another goal could be, you want to increase moisture retention. Why would you need to increase moisture retention? Well, Kendra, my hair is dry. I want my hair to stay hydrated longer. It seems like as soon as I put something on it, it's dry, right? So that could be a goal. If your hair breaks a lot, if you have a lot of breakage and shedding, a goal could be, I want to strengthen my hair. I want my hair to be stronger, okay? Things like that. So again, your goal, your overall goal can be hair growth, but there are little steps along the way that you need to make sure you're addressing to get to that ultimate goal. Everybody's ultimate destination is hair growth, okay? All of us, me included. Everybody's ultimate destination is hair growth. But there are little stops that we need to make along the way to make sure that we get to that destination, okay? So instead, we have to be specific. Instead of saying, I want my hair to grow, instead of saying, I want to get to that final destination, we need to say, I want to improve my scalp health first. I want to keep my hair and scalp hydrated and balanced, because I know that's a step to get to the ultimate goal, okay? Y'all with me so far? All right. So that was step 1. Step 1 is define the goal. What is it that you want to do? Okay. Step 2, make it SMART. Many of you have probably heard about the SMART framework. SMART, the word SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I'm going to break that down to the simplest terms, honey. Okay. So let's start with the S. What exactly do you want to achieve? Okay, exactly. So we need to make it specific. All right. I want to reduce scalp dryness. That can be a specific goal. Now we have to make it measurable. That's the M. How will you know when you have achieved it? Okay, that's how we're going to measure. How will I know once I've achieved my goal? Okay, if your goal is, I want to reduce scalp dryness, how will you know when you achieve that? My scalp feels hydrated and free of flakes. Okay, I'm no longer having these issues with my scalp. That's how you will know. All right, you have to make it achievable. That's the A. Is this realistic? Okay, a lot of times we set goals that are not realistic for our lifestyle. If you know you are a busy person and you got a lot going on, do not set unrealistic goals. That is the first way to give up. That's your first step for giving up. If you set a goal that's not even realistic for you, okay? So, if you can commit to oiling your scalp twice a week, that's achievable. You don't have to do it every day if you can't, but if you can do it twice a week, that is making it achievable for your lifestyle. Okay, and then the R is relevant. Does this align with your overall journey? Okay, yes, because a healthy scalp is going to equal better hair growth. So, yes, the goal of reducing scalp dryness is going to make my scalp healthier, which is going to give me better hair growth. And then the T for smart is time bound. So when do you want to achieve this by? This is another thing that needs to be realistic is the time frame. Let's say 3 months. Within 3 months, I want to reduce my scalp dryness. All right. So that's how we create a SMART goal. The SMART goal framework is taking the S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. You take all of those things and you create your goal based on that. Okay? So again, let's think of another example. Here, this is where we can put the SMART goal all together in one sentence. All right. So the goal is I will improve my scalp health by oiling my scalp twice a week, drinking 8 glasses of water daily, and doing weekly deep conditioning treatments for the next 3 months. Okay. So we got the goal. I will improve my scalp health. Okay. That was the what. And that was the specific, or that was the what. I'm sorry. And then the specific is by oiling my scalp twice a week, drinking 8 glasses of water. This is making it achievable. And doing weekly deep conditioning treatments for the next 3 months. Okay, 3 months is the time. All right. So we've taken that goal and we've made it into something that we can actually do. If you have any questions, right now is a good time to put them in the chat. Okay, if y'all are with me so far, give me a thumbs up. This is a lot of information, but it's going to be very simple once you actually sit down and write these things out, or at least make a mental note. I promise you, this is going to make achieving your goals so much easier. Okay? Now, the next step. This is step 3. We're going to break it down into mini goals, smaller chunks, because big goals can feel overwhelming at times. So if we break them into smaller steps, like for example, we say we want to do it in 3 months, right? So if we say in month 1, I want to just focus on staying consistent with my scalp massages and drinking water. That's perfectly fine. Okay, and then in month 2, now I'm going to start adding weekly deep conditioning into my routine. All right, and then in month 3, I'm going to monitor my progress while I'm doing these other things and make adjustments as needed. Okay, that's breaking it down. If you need to, you don't have to do that if you don't need to, but if you feel overwhelmed by creating a goal, then take that time to break it down into smaller things that are even more achievable for you. Okay. So next step is to track your progress. Tracking your progress helps you to stay motivated and to see how far you have come. So how can we track our journey? Take photos. This is something I used to tell women all the time when I was heavily promoting the Balm hair and scalp treatment, because we tend to second guess ourselves. We look at our hair every day, so we don't always see the small changes that are happening. But taking photos of your hair, or whatever area of your hair it is that you're trying to fix or that you're working on, it definitely helps you to see those small changes. Okay, keeping a hair journal is another thing that you can do to help to track your progress, and then using a checklist. If you create yourself a checklist for your weekly habits, like your wash day, your scalp massages, your hydration goals. I know for me, whenever I set a goal, I create a task list, and just putting a check mark off the thing that I did, it gives me like this instant gratification, right? It's like, okay, I did something. If I'm able to check something off a list, then that means I did something. So I love doing that. If that works for you, fine. That's just what works for me. Okay. And then again, like I said, celebrating the small wins. Every step forward is worth celebrating. Okay. So every little thing that you do, every little thing that you check off that list, let's celebrate it. Send me a text, send me a message and say, hey, Kendra, I was consistent this entire week. We're going to celebrate. Okay. Because all of these are signs of making progress. And that's what we want to do. Okay. So if anybody wants me to walk you through this process, tell me one of your goals. Okay. You can put one of your goals in the chat. All right. And then I'll help you fine tune it. Okay. If y'all want to do that, we can do that. Think of a hair goal and then we'll walk you through the process of fine tuning it. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm doing way too many things at once. Okay, let's move on. While I'm waiting for you all to give me a hair growth goal, if you choose, you don't have to. I'm going to move on. So here's the thing. There's always going to be roadblocks. I understand that. When we are setting goals and things like that, stuff happens. Okay. There's always going to be roadblocks. Even with the best goals and intentions, I know life happens. Challenges can derail your progress. So I want to talk about some common roadblocks to hair growth and how we can overcome them with some practical solutions. Okay. One thing I know that people are going to say is, Kendra, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to stay consistent. The reason I don't stay consistent is because I don't have time. All right. But here's some solutions. If you feel like you don't have enough time, simplify your routine. Maybe your routine is a little too complicated. You need to simplify it. Focus on the essential things. You don't have to do 5 different things in a week. One thing, the one thing that you know you can stick to, do that. Okay. Plan ahead. That's another thing that you can do to help the time thing feel not so overwhelming. Schedule your wash day or schedule your hair treatments or put it on your calendar. If you're somebody like me that lives by their calendar, I wish I could pull it up on my phone. It's ridiculous. Like I literally have everything on my calendar. So if it's not on my calendar, it didn't happen or it's not going to happen. I'm just that anal about making sure that I get stuff done. Okay. And then so that's one thing. I understand time is an issue for a lot of us. But if you feel like you are overwhelmed because of time, simplify your routine or just plan ahead. Have it in your mind, hey, on Friday, I'm doing A, B, and C. No excuses, okay? Another roadblock can be inconsistency. Like I said in the beginning, we start off strong and then we fall off track. We start off strong and then we fall off track, okay? So what can we do? Set reminders. Again, use that phone or planner. If you like to do pen to paper, I still do that sometimes too. It can help to remind you of key habits like scalp massages or hydration. So just put yourself a reminder on your calendar or on your phone app or however you do that. And then again, start small. Focus on one habit at a time until it becomes second nature. So that's how you can deal with inconsistency. And then maybe sometimes having an accountability partner. If you got a homegirl that'll be like, girl, did you do your scalp massage today? Or somebody in your house, like my kids are good accountability partners because when it comes to reminding me to do something, they got that down pat. But if I remind them to do something, they can't remember nothing. so having my children as my accountability partners works for me because they always want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Another thing is lack of motivation. Okay. It's easy to lose motivation, especially when we don't see results right away. Again, celebrate small wins. It's like me when I'm going to the gym every day. If I have a goal of, I want a certain part of my body to look a certain way, I want to, tone up a certain area. If I go 4 or 5 days in a row and I'm still not seeing the results I want, it's easy to lose motivation. It's easy for me to be like, well, why am I even doing this? I'm not even seeing no results. But continuing to go and just appreciating the process, like, Kendra, this is just what it's going to take, okay? It actually helps, all right? Another thing for lack of motivation is visualizing your goal. If there's somebody's hair that you love, or a specific time of your life where your hair looked a certain way, print that picture out and post it up somewhere, wherever you do your hair routine. This could kind of help to motivate you. Like, I want to get my hair back like this. So here's this picture of what my hair used to be, or here's this picture of this person whose hair I think is amazing. I want to at least try to get somewhat in this area, right? So that helps with the motivation. All right. Another thing is product overload. This can be a roadblock. When y'all be buying all these products, ma'am, y'all be buying all these products and switching every 2-3 days. You do not give your hair or yourself time enough to see what's working. All right. So simplify that thing. Simplify your stash. Stick with a few key products that work for your hair, or that you think will work for your hair, and stick with them until it's been enough time to tell if it's actually working. But 2 or 3 days, a week is not enough time. Okay. Also, if you want to introduce new products, introduce them slowly, one at a time, to see how your hair reacts. Because if you're using 4 or 5 different things, and say, for instance, you get some scalp irritation, or you're noticing that your hair is drier, or has this weird film on it, or whatever, you don't know which product is causing it. So introduce these things slowly. And then another thing is, throw the stuff that you're not using or that's expired, ma'am, throw it in the trash. You do not need to keep stuff that is expired, or if you have not used it in months, throw it away. All right. Okay. The next thing, being frustrated with slow results. So this kind of goes back to the motivation thing. We want to focus on health, not length. Your hair is going to grow. That's what it does. But we need to prioritize health. Okay. We want to prioritize healthy hair, not just growing hair. Okay. And then I know stress is another thing that can be a roadblock. Again, life happens, but stress can throw off your routine. Stress can throw off your hair growth cycle. Stress can throw everything off balance. I get it. So sometimes when stressful things happen, you may have to just set those hair care goals aside. And like, you know what? Look, I need to take care of myself right now. Me. My hair is going to be there. I need to take care of me. So focus on relieving the stress first, doing what works for you. I don't know what works for you. It may be journaling. It may be exercise. It may be meditation. Whatever it is, take care of you first. Okay. Your hair, you can get back to your hair growth goals later. All right. And then the last thing that's a roadblock, I know it can be, is not knowing where to start. Again, this gets back to the overwhelm. You not knowing where to start, this can get you to just not do anything, right? Information overwhelm. Having so much information, all the channels on YouTube, all the blog posts, all the stuff on TikTok, all the social media, it just leads you to just like, nah, I'm not doing nothing. This is too much stuff. I don't know what to do. I'm not doing nothing. All right. So just set clear goals. If you have your clear goals set, then that gives you a starting point. All right. Make sure that your goal is realistic. Make sure that you're educating yourself, reading my blog posts, watching my YouTube videos. They're all to educate you. Okay. All right. So those are the 7 roadblocks. I gave you the 7 roadblocks, and I gave you some solutions to overcome those. So you don't have no excuses, friends. All right. Okay, let's go to the comments. Miss Lois says, I have 2 large bald spots that I would like to grow some hair on those bald spots. Okay, so this sounds like your goal is to grow the hair on your bald spots. I'm sorry, you said something else. I love the balm that I purchased. Okay, good. Thank you so much. I'm glad you are liking it. So let's fine tune this goal for you, Miss Lois. And thank you so much for putting your goal in the chat. Let's kind of walk you through briefly to fine tune your goal, break it down into the SMART framework that we talked about, and make sure that you are focusing on progress, not perfection. Okay. Since the goal is to grow hair on 2 large bald spots, I want to make sure that you are doing something that's actually manageable. So first things first is to define the goal clearly. You say you want to grow your bald spots. Instead of just saying that, let's say something like, I want to see visible improvement. Okay. So that means you want to start seeing some peach fuzz, right? In your bald spots within the next 3 to 6 months by focusing on things like scalp health, consistent product use, and nutrition. Okay. So see how we went from I want to grow my bald spots to I really want to see visible improvement in my bald spots in the next 3 months. What you will do is focus on things like scalp health, consistent product use, and nutrition. You made your goal very defined and very clear. Okay. A vague goal that just says, I want to grow my bald spots will lead to vague efforts and you won't really know where to start or what you need to do. So giving it that detail gives you direction. Okay. So also you want to make your goal measurable by tracking your progress. Make sure you are taking photos, whether this is every 2 weeks or once a month. Take a picture under the same lighting once a month. Okay. And you can do a scalp health check on yourself. Like, is your scalp sensitive? Do you see flakes? Do you see irritation? And then tracking to see if you see any growth. And growth doesn't just have to be new hairs. It can be change in the density. So the hairs that you have are growing out thicker or they look thicker. Okay. Or you like I said, you see peach fuzz or little fine hairs appearing. Okay. And then always remember you want to focus on your scalp health first. Address any root causes. So if your bald spots are from a deeper issue, then I want you to focus on that. Okay. Are you getting enough iron? Are you getting enough vitamin D? Are you having issues with your hormones? Okay. Are you eating enough of the right foods? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you under stress? Okay. So if you know that your bald spots have started from a deeper issue, then let's talk about that. Okay. And then what kind of habits can you do? You can start scalp massages. You can do a scalp massage with the balm product that you purchase. You don't need to use a lot. Okay. Remember, it's very potent and it's not recommended for you to dig your finger in it or squeeze a bunch of oil. Just use a small amount, massage it in. You can do that daily or twice a day. Okay. Adding one hair healthy food. So making sure that you are eating something that is benefiting your hair health every day. Okay. And then of course, being patient. All right. Your regrowth on bald spots is not going to happen overnight. Right. So just be patient. Reassess it every 4 weeks. Are you seeing a change? What's working? Do I need to change up something? Am I being consistent? These are the kind of questions that you should ask. Let me know if that helps. Let me know if that helps, Miss Lois. If anybody else has a goal, let me know and I will walk you through it. But that was very good because a lot of people have that same issue, a bald spot that they want to see some growth or they want to regrow. And my first question is always going to be, when did you start seeing this? Right? Unless your hair just got snatched at one time, it probably happened over time. Okay, and sometimes it looks like it happened all at once because we don't necessarily see it or pay attention to it until it's to the point where we notice a big difference, right? Okay, so are there any more questions? Are there any more questions or any more goals that you all want me to answer or any more questions? Okay. Miss Amelia, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I see your goal is manipulate my hair less. Okay, that's a good one. That is a great one. So when you say manipulating your hair less, Let me think. Let's make it clear, first of all, and trackable and realistic. All right. Because when you say manipulate it less, I don't know how often are you manipulating it now? Like, what's too much? What's a lot? Okay. So instead of saying something like, oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Instead of saying I need to stop manipulating my hair so much, you can say I want to reduce unnecessary touching, combing, styling, and protect my hair strength. So when you say manipulating, do you mean like you're touching it too much, you're styling it too much, you're putting too much products in it? Okay, that would kind of help. But I'm going to assume that you mean that you are um touching it too much. Oh no, I don't know. But so we want to set a clear goal. I want to reduce unnecessary touching, combing, styling, and protect my hair strength and minimize breakage. Maybe over manipulating is causing your hair to break. All right. So what is your biggest manipulation trigger? What is the thing? How often are you even touching your hair or manipulating your hair? Okay, are you restyling it daily? Are you touching it too much? Are you overbrushing or overcombing? I'm having a delay in my comments, so forgive me. I'm looking in two places because one place it pops up and then I would like to stay for. It says when I have many braids, I stay 2 weeks, but I would like to stay 4. Oh, okay. So you're not allowing your hair to stay in one style very long. Okay. So with that being said, let me think. That's a tricky one. You got me with that one, Fred. So why do you take your hair out early? Why do you think you are not allowing it to stay in the 4 weeks that you want it? Is it because they start to come down? Is it because your scalp gets irritated? Are you just bored and you want a new look? Is your hair dry? Let me know. So if it's unraveling, then we probably need to do a better install preparation. That could be it. We can do a scalp refresh at week 2. We can make sure we're protecting our hair at night. Quick style change for variety. Can you style the braids in a way if your issue is that you get bored, can you style them in a way that kind of gives you like a fresh new look or a new variety? Okay, so that's another thing. Instead of jumping from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, you can maintain your style as usual and then maybe try like a refresh method at week 3. Maybe cleanse your scalp, restyle your braids or whatever. If it's still comfortable, then try to push for a little bit longer. Okay. I would need a little bit more detail just to why it is that you're not keeping it up. Is it because you just are always restyling your hair? Are you just getting bored? Are you having issues with your scalp? Is your hair dry and you want to feel like you need to take the braids out to do something to it? That would be helpful. Okay. Anything else? Because I miss, wait, I can't see that. I have to come to my computer. Oh, okay. So you're getting bored. You are getting bored, ma'am. And I understand that because look, I used to sell hair extensions. And I would have ladies to come in every 2 weeks and buy new hair or for a different style. They wanted to change their style up from curly to wavy, from wavy to straight, from black to blonde, from blonde to blue. So I understand. Sometimes there is an emotional connection to our hair, and that's a good thing. But Amelia, if missing your hair is making you take it down early, then I want you to find a balance between your protective styling and feeling connected to your hair. Okay. So instead of waiting, so you can do like these, we'll call them a mini check-in or hair check-in days. So you'll do a day where you're doing a scalp massage. Okay. You're still connecting to your hair. You're still having that hands-on connection, and you're giving your hair and scalp something that it needs anyway. Okay. You can do a hydration day. Make yourself, if you can, I don't know if you have these things available to you, but if you can do a DIY, something that you make with your own hands, okay, that gives you that connection. So you can make like a hair mist using natural herbs or natural ingredients and spritz your hair and scalp. This allows you to touch your hair without removing your braids. Okay. That's another thing. So these, if I'm correct and it's the emotional connection, then it's probably also a mindset thing. Okay. Your hair is still yours, even if it's in braids. Okay. So you're giving it the break. Remember, putting your hair in braids, I'm assuming that you're doing this to give your hair a break. The protective style is usually to give our hair a break. So if you are doing that, then just remember your hair is still yours. Okay. You can still take care of it. You can still touch it and put your hands in it without removing the braids. Okay. Or pick a style where you can see more of your hair. I don't know what kind of braids you're getting or what they look like, but if your hair is fully tucked away and you're missing your hair, then you might need to change it to something where you can still see more of your hair. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I can give you based on what you told me, but I appreciate that. That was a good challenge for me. That was a good challenge for me because I know a lot of us have an emotional connection to our hair and we just miss it. We want to see it. We want to touch it. We want to put our hands in it. We want to see if it grew a little bit. And that is all great. I love it. Okay. Any more questions? How long we've been on? 49 minutes. Okay. That's good. Okay. I'm glad. It is okay. Just remember, it's okay that you love your hair. That's what we want. We want you to love your hair, but also love it enough to know that, hey, I'm going to leave it up a little bit longer just to give it the love that it needs, to give it a break. You can still touch your scalp, but you can still be connected to your hair by nourishing it in other ways. Okay. So if you can't do 4 weeks, try to do 3. Start with the 3 weeks and then just, remind yourself that you are still loving your hair. Okay. All right. So, what have y'all learned today that y'all can start implementing? What have we learned today, kids? I thank you all so much for being here and hitting that like button, please. If you would do that, I would appreciate it. If there are no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Okay. And let you all have the rest of your Thursday back. Before I go, I do want to mention briefly that we are starting a challenge on Saturday. It is called the Get Your Hair Together Challenge. It is primarily happening in our Facebook group. I know many of you are probably not on Facebook, and that's fine. I'll still publish the challenge details each day on the community tab. But if you're looking for that interaction, it's going to be in the Facebook group. Okay. All right. So if you want to be a part of that, then definitely go to the community page for the details. Also, if you have enjoyed the information that I've given you today and you actually want to put these tips into action, I have the Emergency Haircare Planner that is structured for goal tracking. Okay. So you'll be able to go in there, see everything that we talked about today, and create your own plan based on your hair's needs. Okay, I'm going to put a link to that before we leave today. And then again, each week, these topics are picked by you guys or you ladies. So whenever, I think Sunday, usually Sunday mornings, I'll list 3 topics, and then you all pick the one that you want to hear. And the one that gets the most votes is the one that we do a live on Thursdays. Okay. Let's see. Please share. Oh no. My email is on the website. How long should we keep braids with extensions and without? Good question. Good question. So this is just my recommendation based on what I've seen over the years, but the ideal time uh, depends on whether you're using extensions or not, your scalp health, and how well you maintain them. So really, the extensions does not make that big of a difference. I mean, it can, but just quickly, with extensions, I would say 6 to 8 weeks max. 6 to 8 weeks, that gives you up to 2 months to prevent breakage, scalp buildup, and excessive shedding. So you know that when you take your braids down and you have that gunky buildup or whatever, that's the scalp buildup. That's your dead scalp shedding, dead scalp cells shedding. That's your product buildup. That's your hair that naturally sheds. So the longer you leave your braids in, the more clunky and gunky that's going to be. Okay. Remember, your hair sheds naturally 50 to 100 strands per day. After 6 to 8 weeks, that shed hair will start to tangle, my friend, and this will cause the matting. So this is the gunky stuff that you'll see at the roots. That's the matting. So the buildup from your sweat, again, your products, your clogged follicles, all of these things will slow the growth. All right. And then the weight of the extensions, if you're wearing really long braids, it can also put stress on your roots, especially your edges. Okay. Now, to make them last longer, do a scalp refresh. Keep your scalp moisturized. Keep your hair protected at night. Make sure you're taking care of your edges. All right. If your scalp feels dry or itchy or irritated despite cleansing, you might need to take them down. If you're seeing that you got over a ½ inch of new growth, it might be time to take them down. If you're seeing a lot of building and matting at the roots, it's time to take them down. Okay. Always detangle and deep condition after removing your braids to restore moisture. And then to answer your question, how long should we leave braids up without extensions? I would say 2 to 4 weeks. Braids done with your natural hair only, I would say 2 to 4 weeks, because your hair will loosen faster, because it doesn't have that extra protection of the hair extension. So it may get loosened faster. Without the added strands or without the added hair, your hair may be more prone to frizz and moisture loss. Okay. Your roots could start to tangle sooner. I know when I do my daughter's hair, the natural twist, if I don't add hair, her ends, start to get tangled a lot faster. Okay. You also want to moisturize every few days, every 2 to 3 days. Make sure you're moisturizing your hair. Any loose sections that you have, you want to rebraid it, and then avoid, of course, over manipulating. But if you really want to gauge when to take it down based on how it looks and feels, I would say if it feels dry or brittle, if the roots are tangled or looking or locking up, or if the frizz makes it hard to maintain, go ahead and take them out. Okay, so braids with extensions, 6 to 8 weeks. Braids without extensions, 2 to 4 weeks. All right. What else? Ms. Laura says, thank you. I learned that any progress is good progress. Correct. We are more concerned with consistency, not perfection. All I want you to do is be consistent. Okay? It's going to take time, especially, I think you said your started in 2015. So yeah, we're talking about 10 years. So just imagine how consistent you'll need to be, and how motivated and all of those things you'll need to be to address that. How much, you'll probably really have to change some things if you are serious about, fixing that problem naturally. Okay? Any other questions? So, like I said, I have a, did I not put the link? I did not. I'm going to put the link to the Emergency Haircare Planner. And I want you to use this planner as a tool to help guide you through. Oh, do I even have it? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to make sure I give you the right one. Okay, yes. So use this as a tool to guide you through the goal setting process. All right. It's going to help you to create your goals, create your SMART goals, as we talked about. It's going to help you create a weekly, daily, and monthly plan. I even give you some examples of goals that you can use. If you cannot think of one yourself, you can use a sample goal that I give you. Okay. I wanted to make this as easy as possible. So you can check that out. It's available on the website. Okay, there we go. It's available on the website. You can check it out. Let me know what you think about it. And of course, if you have questions, you can always come back to this video and ask them. If not, I will have this video edited, and all of the, questions and all of the pauses and breaks that I did, I take those out and I just make a video that's just that's just a normal video. So I take out the stuff I'm saying now, I would take it out of that. Okay. And then you'll have all of your, all the timestamps will be in the description. So every subject that I discuss will have a timestamp, will be in the description of the normal video. So if you have to come back and get some information, I would recommend you go to the other video that will be edited, the edited version of this video. Okay. All right. Let me make sure I covered all my notes. Nobody has any more questions. I hope I answered everything that you had. Again, next week's topic selection will be posted on the community page on Sunday morning. So make sure you go over there and vote. Also, if you want to jump in the Get Your Hair Together challenge that starts on Saturday, you can jump into our Facebook group for that. It is posted on the community page. All of these tips and tools and resources will be on the community page. So make sure you're checking that every day. Okay? All right, y'all. We have been on here for how long? 50, almost an hour. Okay, girl. Almost an hour. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up if there are no more questions. I'm going to give this a couple minutes to catch up because there is a delay. Okay. Why is my, it's not available. Okay. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Audley. You are welcome. Okay. I think that's it. All right, y'all. So remember, hair growth is a journey, okay? It is not a race. Like I said, we want to focus on consistency, not perfection. I want you to stay patient and remember your hair transformation starts on the inside with your mindset, your habits, and your nutrition. Okay, I will always talk about that because those are the most important things when we are dealing with our hair health. Okay. And as always, you deserve hair that's healthy and growing. It is my mission to help you get there. Thank you all again so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.